Hi, guys. How is everybody? Hi, Blackface Smile. I haven't seen you in a while. Sally L, things are rocking and rolling over there. I am glad that you're safe. I hope those aftershocks aren't too frequent. We had Rick Paul in here for about 30 seconds, and then I think he had to jump. I'm not sure if he's coming back. I sure hope that he is. Paula Jones, I see you chatting away over there from England. Sally L just mentioned you. I'm just scrolling through. Oh, Debbie. Hi, Deb. Debbie and I just got off the phone. Hi, Susan. And Blackface Smile, Stephanie Fox. Hi, Vicky. Karen Coltis, Lady of the Lake, and Dave Murphy. Here we are in the past, Dave Murphy. So I thought today is my thank you for everybody that supported my fundraiser for my son. I thought I would do a fun live for you guys. I was just moving my keyboard out of the way. Got some business to take care of. Oh, your son felt it in the Palm Desert. Holy crow. So a little bit of business up front. So I am working on my Tarot 101 class, and I talked about it a little bit in my video yesterday, in my update video. So the Tarot 101 class is going to be a course that you can do over a series of months, like 3 to 4 months. It's a self-driven course with videos and quizzes and PDFs and all kinds of fun stuff. But because I want that class to be really, really good, it is going to be quite pricey. So I am developing 5 mini courses that I'm hoping I'm going to have done by the weekend so that you guys can get a little taste of things. And I'm going to do a special for spring break on them. So the courses as of right now, this is what I am going to do. Let me get out of this. Courses are going to be understanding the royal family of the deck. We're going to do the tarot court cards. That's going to be, I think it's going to be a 5-day course. The tarot spreads made simple. So those of you that are already readers, it'll be a 3-day course just to give you some more tarot spreads and show you how to create your own. Awakening your psychic senses, tarot readers superpower. That's going to be a 5-day course where it's going to introduce you to all of your psychic senses. So we're going to talk about those and show you how to develop them. Add some depth to your cartomancy practice. Major Arcana Boot Camp. We're going to do the Fool's Journey in 5 days. So that's going to be super, super fun and super informative. The Fool's Journey is really an important part to understand in any tarot practice. Reading reversals and shadow, tarot's underworld. This is going to be a beginner course for reading reversals. Debbie can tell you I don't read just up and down. I read six variations of the cards. So there's 3 up and 3 down, and I'll do a much broader course on that'll be, of course, included in the 101 class. So 5 really fun classes that we're gonna have a good time with. Dave Murphy, I guarantee you have some psychic senses. I promise you do. But for today we're going to talk about a couple of things. So one of the things, I had a really weird dream last night, and so I want to introduce you guys to this book. I actually love this book so much. I have 2 copies of it, one down here and one upstairs. And this is basically a guide dictionary, if you will. And I'm gonna drop an Amazon affiliate link in the chat if you would like to get it. It's a dictionary of dreams. So it's a pretty rich copy. It's a pretty big copy. There's a new 21st century edition. That's the one that I have upstairs. The one I have down here is just the regular version. So what was I dreaming about last night? The dream that I had, I was in California with Prince Harry. I was somehow connected with him. I don't know if I was dating him, but I was somehow connected with him. And I actually texted one of my friends about it. Like, what the hell is that dream? Hi, Chanley. There was an Italian Greyhound with us. It was a little tiny, skinny Italian Greyhound. And there was a bunch of people, and it was a party house. So there was a lot of partying going on. And I was trying to get the hell out of there and book my flight, but I had to take a shower. Thank you, Paula Jones. I had to take a shower before I left because I was a mess. And every time I tried to get in the shower, somebody else did. So at one point, I was talking to this gal, and we had this Italian Greyhound with us, and there was a makeup mirror on the bed. And for some reason, I was taking water out of a faucet and in a cup and pouring it all over this makeup mirror that was on a bed. It was so weird. So one of the things I want to talk about in dream interpretation, if you guys have any dreams that you want interpreted, drop it in the comments. You can put it in all bold like we usually do, so I see it. One of the things that you always have to take into consideration when you're doing dream interpretation is your can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. My mic just unplugged. I think it's back in. It says my webcam mic is in there. May not sound that good. Let me see if I can get my regular mic back. You can hear me now. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened. I just moved my mic and all of a sudden it unplugged for a second. It didn't unplug. Oh, Jesus. Jeez, Louise, what is going on here? We're back to Zoom. Can you hear me now? All right. So one of the things you have to take into consideration, Dave, am I louder now? No one ever says I'm not loud. One of the things you have to take into consideration when you're doing dream interpretation is your disposition in the dream. So in some dreams we will be upset. Some dreams we will be very, very happy. Some dreams we will be, hi, Stephanie. I see everybody's coming in now. We got lots of new people in here. Say hello. Tell me how you're doing. If you're coming in from the West Coast, let me know if you're okay after the earthquake. We'll do a little reading on the earthquake too. So your disposition in the dream, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're tense, if you're anxious, that can tell you a lot about the dream. So the big things for me in this dream was the dog. And because I was very concerned about this Italian Greyhound. So when we look up dogs are usually loyalty, companionship, that kind of thing. So, but this great book that I dropped the link for, will give you some more details. For example, this has to dream of a vicious dog, to dream of a dog attacking you. To dream of small dogs indicates your thoughts and chief pleasures that are of a frivolous order. A dog shows many and varied favors from fortune. To feel fright, to hear dogs growling, blah, 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 blah. Friendly white dog, dream of many-headed dog, mad dog. Traveling alone with the dog foretells staunch friends and successful undertaking. So hopefully that's going to be it, because I am going to be launching that class in this week or next week. So this is a tremendous resource. So I do think that I do have some concerns about the success of my coursework, because I have not been really putting the work into it that I need to. I'm being very, very cautious about the larger course, because it is going to be a fairly expensive and involved course, even though it is self-driven. So I've had some concerns about it. That would make sense why my little dog in this dream was very concerned. And I do feel that this content may belong to a larger entity than myself. Albeit some of those entities I think are a little wonky, like Harry. Why did Prince Harry come into my dream? I have no idea. He wasn't really present there. but there was an individual that got in the shower before me, the last individual, when I said, all right, this is enough, I got to wake up. He seemed very nice, so he seemed like he actually had his act together. So Dave Murphy coming in with our first dream interpretation. So I often dream I'm in bed but start to lift up from the bed and float down to the ceiling and can't get down. So Dave, I'm gonna tell you what is going on with that. So that actually is you practicing leaving your body for astral projection. It's a very common thing. We do see it with people that have fainting episodes. Gregopedia had a fainting episode. He held his breath when he was on what was that? You were online for lunch at school and you were doing the hold your breath. Yeah. So like 9 years old. He was 9 years old and he held his breath and he passed out as one does when you hold your breath. And he was floating above himself. So I think, people that can and do that often are really suited for astral projection. A difference between astral projection and remote viewing, and it's a really easy way. At remote viewing, it's like having a psychic telescope. So you're looking at a different place from your location. So you are in your own location. Oh, I'm buffering again. You're in your own location and you are looking at a location that's far away. When you astrally project, you actually send your astral body there. So one of the things is that sometimes other people can sense you when you astrally project. That's actually one of the exercises in astral projection study is to have a buddy on the other end, like go visit your friend in California and you can tell them what's in their cabinet. You can tell them what's going on. Hi, Sabir, with the really cool swirly thing in your name. Nice to see you in the chat. I don't know if Chanley's still here. Chanley might still be here. So, astral projection is something that it takes a lot of practice because I'm sure, Dave, you feel a little uncertain when you float up out of your body and when you're up by the ceiling. So, you can kind of get used to that. You can do meditations and you can practice that. And it's something that you just may be really, really well suited for. You may be looking to get out of your body just to like kind of stretch your legs a little. So, or stretch your astral self. So I think that that's what that is. I don't think you're actually dreaming. I think you're between that dream and wake state, but awesome question. So Sally, and we are reading cards today, guys. So Sally, I'm going to keep my book over there. Are you going to get any more shaking there? Let me bring up the card view. I've got cards. I got cards. And all this week, I'm going to be featuring, a lot of people get scared when that happens. Text Kit Kat. A lot of people get a little bit creeped out when it happens and they kind of wake up and shoot themselves right back into their body. So totally fine. That makes sense. That makes sense. Chanley, yes. Hang on. Let me just I'm just gonna give that a star. So Sally, are you gonna get any more shaking? Any more shaking? Any more shaking? And I do want to bring out the major arcana too. I keep knocking over my little three-legged pig. So this is a cool little thing I have. He's a little three-legged pig. And he is a little lucky pig. So he's got to stand up on his own. It's a little lucky pig that's on my desk all the time. Gives me good luck, little guy. So Sabir is asking Chanley for a reading. That's kind of weird. That is weird. So, Sally, are you going to get any more shaking? You've already had one aftershock. You said that was pretty significant. So, Page of Wands, Nine of Swords. Think things are going to mellow out, but let's take a look at what's going on with that fault line. And we're going to use Hydesville Major Arcana for that. Justice in reverse. So I think that fault line is still moving a little bit. So we've got justice in reverse here. We've got temperance in reverse. I think you're going to be seeing a little bit more of Sabir. Yes, I will read for you. Just sit tight. You got to wait. I got a line. There's a line ahead of you, dude, or dudette. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. So, and I hope I'm saying your name right. So I do think you're going to see a little bit more shaking. There's going to be more aftershocks, but then everything's going to settle into its pattern with this Fool card. So that's not, upheaval and craziness, but I think you're going to have a little bit of a shaky evening. Let's put it that way. Possibly into tomorrow. I think you're going to have some more aftershocks. So just sit tight. I don't think that it's going to be a, significant kind of thing. It's, when we get those mid-range major arcana, that means we're kind of in the mid-range of it. So hopefully things will settle down. But I do think that they're going to notice there's significant things that have moved around. And that's where we get that Fool card. That Fool card says things have moved around and they're going to settle into a standard place. So that's what I see. That's what I think. Let me do a little bit of psychic stuff here. Let me pull the card view down just for a second. And I just want a remote view into that fault line. So there's something about the western side of the fault line. Feels like it's higher. Feels like it's coming up a little bit higher. Now I don't know how those fault lines work. Oh, I don't have my hands in the screen. I don't know how that fault line works. So if this is like not the western side. The western side feels like it's lower than the eastern side. And I know it moves this way. I know it moves up. But it feels like this western one is kind of or the eastern one, I'm sorry, the eastern one is tilting kind of up. It feels like it's going up. So that would be like the rest of the United States feels like it's going up a little bit higher. So I'm not going to be surprised if they find that there is a height difference as opposed to a length difference. I think they're gonna find that something went up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see like tomorrow by the end of the week, what they come up with. So interesting though. We'll keep an eye on you, Sally. Keeping an eye on you. So Paula Jones, you have the dreams that you lift and tilt downward head first, like you're being tipped to the side to a slide to earth. That's kind of wild. Let's look up what sliding is. Sliding. Even if it's just the sensation. Sometimes we don't let ourselves like actually see the visualization, but let's look up sliding. Again, I dropped a link for this book in the chat. I pinned my schedule, my reading schedule, or my scheduler to the top of the chat, but I did put this book in there because I think it's a great book. Slide SNL. Let's go back. We got to go back a little bit. I'm at sneezing. Okay. Sliding. To dream of sliding portends disappointment. To slide down a hillside implies you will be deceived into ruin by flattering promises. So I do think that the sensation of sliding is a little bit of an uncontrolled experience. Sometimes we are uncontrolled as we're sliding into that. So I think, well, I'll have to think about this one a little bit more, Paula, but good one. Chanley, general for the month. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm trying to let me stay over here. I want to, Michael, I did see your question. Hi, or Michelle. I'm sorry, Michelle. I do see your question and I want to thank Sally. Thank you, Sally, very, very much. Much appreciated. So, Michelle, where did your question go? Where did it go? There we go. All right, Michelle, we got you next. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to Chanley. Sorry about that. Chanley. All right, I gotcha. Gregopedia. Paula, I'm going to think about that. Specs, did you feel the earthquake? Did you feel it? If so, I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe. So Chanley, month ahead. All right. We got family, we got friends, and we got business. Oh, wait, let me put that card view back up. Card views back up. Family, friends, business, family, temperance, friends, Knight of Pentacles, and business, King of Wands. This looks like a great month for you. Absolutely a fantastic month. We'll make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it really nice and big. There we go. So temperance with family sometimes, and we've got all these holidays coming up. I missed Passover while I was out in Ohio. My mother missed it too because she had the COVID. So my dad went over to my aunt's house and had Passover with my oldest sister and my aunt down there in beautiful, balmy Florida. And my mom stayed home. My mom is feeling better. She is on the uptick. So one of my best friends has COVID too right now, but she feels fine too. So temperance with family, sometimes we got to balance, sometimes we got to make sure that we are not, make sure we, hang on. Let me snooze this. Hey, Sabir, don't ask people where they live or what their real names are. Not good manners. Sometimes people have fake names because they don't want people to know what their real names are. Me, I run around with my real name all day long because this is my business. This is what I do all day long. So sometimes with family, we gotta bridge the gaps. We gotta just kind of take the good, take the bad. Debbie, you know what? Take care, Sabir, please. Debbie, do what you do, sweetie pie. Do what you do. Thank you, Debbie. So, so there we go. Hang on. I am do 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 do. All right, I took care of that. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate it. We're gonna have to put that one on a list. So yeah, not too cool. Sorry about that, guys. We're getting bigger, so we're getting all kinds of cool stuff. Karen, I see your question. All right. K Talks, I see you. How's that baby doing, K Talks? Hope that baby is doing great. Hope you are doing well. Remember, 9 months up, 9 months down. Gregonomicon, I think you should too. I think that's great. So Sorry about that delay there, Chanley. So family, friends, your friends. This is something that you need to do. You need to cultivate. Remember, our knights are questers. Our knights are going out and doing stuff. And sometimes we need to go out and we need to make sure that we keep connections with our friends. The Gregonator. Oh my God, Florida girl, that's funny. So hi Marisol. So the Knight of Pentacles means that sometimes we got to create those connections with our friends. So make sure that you do that. Make time for friends. Our families are so important, and sometimes there's so much stuff going on. Debbie in the chat is a really, really good friend of mine. The whole time I was in Ohio, I was trying to get on the phone with her. And now, oddly enough, my phone keeps reminding me of her birthday every single day. Happy birthday, Debbie. It's not her birthday yet, but my phone keeps telling me, don't forget Debbie's birthday. Don't forget Debbie's birthday. So it's so wild. Oh, Diana, send me an email. Send me an email. fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com. I got to get this kid on bagpipes. He has a chanter. Is the only instrument he refuses to play. It's so stupid. So over here, work, King of Wands, you've got your work in hand. You are well in hand. You are creating, the King of Wands, and this is something we're going to talk about in that little mini course that I'm developing. The King of Wands has been the page, the knight, the queen, and now is laying back and handling all of the intricacies. Oh, Chanley, you made your own channel. Chanley, Debbie, how do we do this? Debbie, see if you can find Chanley's channel. Chanley, let us know the name, and then Debbie can drop the link in there. I would like to subscribe. I think all of us would like to subscribe. Julianne Lewis, good to see you. You're going to watch the recap. Julianne, I always see you on other channels. I love that. I love seeing you there. Marisol, don't worry about it. I'm going to have lots of content out for you guys this week. So, Chanley, Ethereal Moonlight. Deb, see if you can find her. Or Greg, if you can see if you can find her, Ethereal Moonlight. And then we can drop a link. In fact, Greg, I need to make you a moderator as well. You should have been, I needed to replace you as moderator.
Ethereal or ethereal?
Ethereal. It's in the chat. It's in the chat.
I know, but I'm not on that page.
Huh?
I'm not on that page anymore. Does she do makeup?
No, I think it's Tarot channel. How come I can't make you a moderator? All right, I need to make you a moderator, and I don't know why I can't.
I'm looking at Ethereal Moonlight, and it comes up with makeup.
Oh, so Chanley, is it a makeup channel? My channel is set up so that you can't drop links. Hi, Christy. Hi, Zeph. Zeph, how are you doing? Did you feel the Chanley, if you email it to me, I can drop it. I'll also share it in a post. I'm more than happy to give you a leg up. Zeph, did you feel the earthquake? No, just the support channel. Okay. Awesome. We'll absolutely look at that. Uplifting. Everybody could use that. So let me see. I'm going to Gregopedia. Why can't I make it? Add as a moderator. All right. Gregopedia, you are now a moderator again. Edwina Bagenbold. Bagenbold. So,
Oracle cards?
huh?
Does she do Oracle cards?
Does who?
Chanley.
Yes, I believe so.
Ethereal Moonlight -H5I or 5L.
I don't know. Drop a link. Let's see.
I don't know if it's her.
Debbie's we'll get her to send over an email. So we'll take it from there. You did not feel the earthquake, Zeph. Good deal. Good deal. You're too far up north. I've always said there's going to be two states in California. We're going to have Northern California and Southern California. I don't know how big Southern California is going to be in the end of it all, but so there it is. There it is. Thank you, Chanley. If you send it to me right now, I will be able to swap a Rooney. So, hi, Torrance. How are you? It's good to see you. Good to see you. So, Michelle, let's get to Michelle. Lovely lady. Thank you. I try. You've just started a business and you're not sure if it was a wise decision. Need to know if best to cut and run. Well, if the hardest part of starting a business, honestly, Michelle, I'm just going to flip this a little bit, is the decision to start. There's a great movie called Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and there's a scene in it. Lauren Holly plays his wife, and there's a scene in it where he hands Lauren Holly a rock, and they go into this studio. It's kind of a beat up studio, and he says, when you drop a rock, it sends out ripples, and so he goes, drop the rock, and she drops the rock in the studio. It's a really, really sweet scene. And they were, poor, and her family didn't want her marrying a Chinaman.
Wow.
Her family, Bruce Lee's wife her family did not want her marrying a Chinaman. That was what they said. Huh?
They didn't want the Chinaman to marry the broad?
He didn't want the Chinaman to marry the broad. We're kicking it way back with the pejoratives. So it's a great scene. So the decision to start a business is super great, So Bruce Lee was good looking. So is my Asian husband. Tall, dark, and handsome. So let's see, Michelle. What? You have dark hair.
Asian, all Asian have dark.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Not all of them. I see a lot of those K-pop kids with blonde hair.
Yeah, that's
it. So, Michelle, I don't want to pull any more cards until you really absorb what this is. King of Pentacles, the business that you're starting has roots. It's going to take time. The Pentacles always take time. It's effort that you put into the business. It is a slow growing oak from the acorn. And here, the Eight of Pentacles work, but it's work that you don't have to learn. So I'm very curious what your business is. You don't have to say it in the chat if you don't want to, but you are very good at this. The Eight of Pentacles in the minor arcana is actually the apprentice from the Three of Pentacles, all grown up and all sorted out and very, very good at his job. He is now a journeyman. He is an expert at what he does. Yes, the oak tree grows to be mighty. Thank you, Zephyr. So this reading right here, this is you. You are embracing the work. You have a solid idea and you are ready to go forward. What's underneath? I bet it's going to be nervousness. Page of Wands. You're a little bit worried about that. You're worried that this passion, this idea, this dream that you have may not come to fruition. What is in the suitcase position? The King of Wands. This is something I want you to unpack from your suitcase. Go back in time and unpack this idea that I will work to a certain point and then I'm going to get scared. In your business, there's always going to be a moment where you want to quit. I had an experience with that. I guess it was last year after I quit my corporate job. It was about 6 or 8 months. I started getting a lot of headhunters calling me. And they all realized I wasn't working at my old job. And I had people wooing me over saying, come on, let's go. You want to come work for us. We know you're not at your old place. And I had talked to another friend of mine who is still in insurance. And she's also into the woo-woo stuff. She's a she's a hypnotist. You can't say hypnotherapist in New Jersey, but she's a hypnotist. And she said, you have worked so hard why would you give all that up? Why would you flame all that out and say, I'm going to put all that to bed? And she was right. Within the next month, I was matching my take home from my former position. It was kind of the moment where she said, the universe is testing you. The universe is testing you. So when you doubt yourself, that's when you work harder. That's when you push a little bit harder and you look for that extra client. You look for that extra income, but from your business. Where's your head? Got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. So the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups tells us that you're a little uncertain because you think that you're missing that ingredient. One of the things I'm going to tell you is that a huge boon for me was switching over to an AI for support in my business, an AI product. So, pick an AI product and start using that to your advantage. I do all of my sales through AI. I drop my spreadsheet in. I go, this is the money that I made this month. These are the things that made me money this month. What sales do you think I should do? And my AI generator is like, hey, you did really well with this one. You did really good with this one. People seem to really like this one. Seems like there's a lot of frequency. Why don't you run a sale on Tuesday? Works great. So now I am using it for the Digital Academy. So I came up with all these course ideas with it. I said, I want to, really get some rocking and rolling going on it. So we came up with these mini course ideas. And I said, I want to have them produced by the end of the week. And it was like, no problem. Here you go. This is how we're going to do it. So you get scripts, you get all kinds of cool stuff. Any of your copy for your newsletters or anything like that, you can use it for that. So I would absolutely take advantage of products like that. It's you can use like ChatGPT for free. I started paying for it only because there's a certain amount of memory that it'll let you use on the free program. So if you purchase it, I paid like $20 a month, but it winds up being a write-off for me. So it defrays some of the taxes that I would pay, sales tax on my services. So, try and use something like that. What is our outcome? Here's our most important card. Most important card. You ready? The Lovers. What are the Lovers? I just use ChatGPT, honey. Like I just plug everything in there. As you get better and better, you learn your language that you have to use with it. So, if anybody wants to talk about ChatGPT, I'll talk about it on another thing, but I absolutely love it. So what does the Lovers mean for you, Michelle? This means that you may partner up with somebody else. Marisol, I'm sorry, just go to chatgpt.com or open source AI. Open source is I think the parent company that does it. But go to ChatGPT, just look up Google ChatGPT, and it's going to take you right to it. And you can use it. You can have a lot of fun with it. Make pictures, can make songs, you can generate copy, all kinds of cool stuff. So the Lovers, I think, Michelle, you're going to wind up partnering with somebody. You're going to bring somebody in here to help you with the heavy lifting on this. So when you get that moment where you're like, oh, you know what? I just can't go on. Lean into this and see who's interested in doing what you're doing, or see if there's some kind of competitor out there that's kind of limping along. And I think that you're going to find that there is an individual who does something similar that you can partner up with. You guys can kind of launch into the future. So I want to wish you best of luck, Michelle. And I want to thank you for your contribution. Very, very generous. Thank you so much. Let us know about your business if you're interested. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Sally. Very, very appreciate that. You guys are great. You are amazing. Karen Cultus, your sister had a heart attack. I'm so sorry. And an artery was nicked when they went in there. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Yeah, everybody wish Michelle a little bit of luck on this. Throw some luck in there for her. Throw some luck. So Karen Cultist. Let's see, your sister-in-law. Me throw some cards all over the place. Throwing them all over the desk. Ace of Wands. Fool 2.0. So what is the Fool 2.0 in this deck? In this deck, that Fool 2.0 is doing the same thing over and over again. I think they're going to have to go back in. I don't think that that's the worst thing in the world, having to go in and do some corrective work. I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad sign. Under the surface, Six of Wands, there's success, but it's coming. It's coming. It's not quite up out of the underground yet. What's in the past? High Priestess. Sometimes when we have a malady, we know it's coming, and that was something she's got to start listening to her body a little bit more, because I think and you know what, sometimes it's not our body, it's intuition. I think she sensed something was going on. Now, was that clues and cues from her body? Possibly, but I think she knew something was headed her way. On her mind, we've got the Fool in reverse. This makes sense with this Fool 2.0. You know why? Because the Fool in reverse is not a fresh new start. The Fool is a fresh new start. So we don't have that yet. They're going to have to go back in and just tinker a little bit. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Outcome here, Two of Cups. Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is two things coming together. We may be getting an apparatus that's put in there. My father-in-law and my father both got pacemakers this last year. And I was very surprised that Zelida, I see your comment. Hang on. I was very surprised that it wasn't like the 80s. Like, I remember we had a family member in the 80s that had a pacemaker put in, and they were in the hospital for like a week, and it was this whole big crazy thing. And now it's an outpatient surgery. They put it in and zippity doo dah, you're out. I was really, really surprised about that. Now, I do know someone that had a defib put in, and that was a little bit more involved, but I think some kind of apparatus is going to go in here, and that's a good thing. It's going to give us notice. Like, I can't wait until like they have apps that you just kind of scan it over and it tells what's going on. Hang on one second. Oh, good Lord. Who is calling me? All right. Little hydration. I am constantly dehydrated. It's terrible. So I think they're going to have to go in there. And I think it's going to be a good thing. Two of Cups is a good thing. So everybody, we will send some love over to Karen's sister if you can. And Michelle, you are very, 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 very welcome. Very, very welcome. So let's see who we have next. Kay talks. Wait until that baby starts talking. Wait till that baby starts talking. So cute. Navigating money difficulties. Oh, we all are. This way, one of the things I said to my girlfriend, she put her purse on the floor. I go, don't put your purse on the floor. It's gonna make all your money fall out. She was like, what? And it's a superstition. My daughter put a new pair of shoes on the table. I was like, so, I was freaking out. But you put your purse on the floor. You should always have at least $1 in your wallet. That is Diana K. You've heard that too. Yeah. Don't put your purse on the floor. But you should always have $1 in your wallet. On New Year's Eve, you should always have money on you someplace. So you should have, $1 stashed in your bra or in your back pocket. Rick and Dave, I hope you guys aren't wearing bras on New Year's Eve, but I don't know, you might be going to crazy parties. So oh, Dave Murphy, hang on there, fella. Oh, Stephanie, I say, yep, never scratch your hands if they're itchy. You're going to scratch the money away. And I'm one that believes the right hand means you're getting money, and the left hand means you're paying out money. So, um, oh, Rick Paul, I'm sorry, I'm taking the piss out of you and Dave. I'm having some fun. So, let's see what's going on with these money difficulties. And I was going to stay on for an hour, guys, but I am actually free until 5:00. So I have an hour. I have an hour ahead of me. So let's see. Are things changing for the better? We're going to get just kind of what's going on. So Fool 2.0. Okay, so what is that? That's doing things over and over again. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. What is crossing that? The Six of Wands, success. So all right. You guys are talking about sleep paralysis. Hang on, because I'm gonna get to that. I will get to that. All right, Tarns, I think that's gonna show up. Hang on. I'm getting there. So what do you need to do? Strength, patience. We've got patience here. I'm going to move this little sucker up here. Okay, lots of patience. Six of Swords. The Tower. Ace of Swords. And Three of Cups. So this is a pretty easy read here. Don't worry about this Tower. Don't freak out, because the Tower, sometimes we can modify it. So strength, patience, Six of Swords, going toward survival. So this means getting into a crisis kind of mentality. When there is crisis, sometimes we need to respond with a bit more vehemence, if that makes sense. So that means doing an inventory really, really quick and saying, what can I do without? So if it's your Netflix subscription, if it's your Disney Plus subscription, then you chop those things back. Just taking a look at those expenses. And I think that is really what this is, because I do think that this Tower is going to be an increase in one of your expenses. So I'm not sure what that is. So we just have to kind of trim back and budget a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to tell you, when you first have kids, there is always unexpected expenses and that kind of thing. I have a lot of friends that, when we were of childbearing age, when we were younger, they were like, I'm saving up for having a child. I'm like, forget it, because you're never going to have enough money to save up for a kid. That benchmark, you have to just kind of work with it. So when I was in my early 20s, when I should have been childbearing, college was what, $50,000 a year now, or I shouldn't say that, not 50,000. I think it was fairly much cheaper than that. I think it was like 40 or something. Now, like, a lot of these colleges are 60, 80, 100,000 here in the United States. A college degree is super, super expensive. So, yes, Zephyr said it. Kids and pets, unexpected expenses indeed. Here's an example. Before we went on the trip with Angus, I gave him 100. Greg gave him 100. His father gave him 100, and he spent all of it before we even left. It was all gone. So going out there, I was like, how much money do you have left? Because I have $7. He spent it all on snacks for the room. So he didn't have any money for any merch or any fun stuff like that. So thankfully, Mom was there with an open wallet. Now we're back here, and he's going to Chipotle and, running around with his friends. He's going to ask me for gas money any minute. I guarantee he's going to come back in here and ask me for gas money. Just watch. So, but season is over, so I don't have to pay the school or the club in our case for the spring season to take care of him. So, I just dropped all my cards. Hang on, kids. Hang on. Running over cards. So I do think trimming away at some of the things, and unfortunately, it looks like we're trimming away at some of the fun stuff. But just know this, the fun stuff will come back eventually. We will get work back. Okay, I see. Oh, Jody. Hi, Jody. So, yes, freelance work has been slow and stressed about not finding full-time employment yet. I get you. Kate, here's another. Now things are going bananas here. So, what I would do, why don't you jump on in on the AI? I have no relationship with ChatGPT or anything like that, but hop in there and say, ChatGPT, listen, I need to make some extra money. What do you think? I mean, I had pitched that to ChatGPT, and it said, why don't you do some flash sales? And I was like, that's not a bad idea. And it did some flash sales, and it put a little bit of extra money in my pocket. It was great. So all worked out well. So best of luck to you. And I do think you're going to have to trim back some expenses before that. But before we wrap you up, let's see. Improving your freelance work. What do you need to know to do that? 2 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups, and 10 of Swords. I think the freelance work is going to remain a little bit challenging for now, even though you are exceptionally good at the work that you're doing. Yes, Rex Techs, I am RX Tech. I am taking questions. Absolutely. Sit tight. I've got a little bit of a line ahead of you. I do think that it is going to be a little bit challenging for the freelance work. 43 people, please make sure that you hit the like button. Please make sure we get those like buttons hit. I very much appreciate it. I just want to catch up on this and get us up to speed. So, and we're talking about dreams. And I was going to talk about past lives, but I'm going to have to do another past life one. We just wound up jumping right into regular readings, not past life readings. Which, by the way, I am going to have a past life sale all week. So, we're going to do that. Zelida, $300 and spending it so soon is really a bad way of dealing with money. I cannot agree so much. Yes, so much is not good with money. So 40 people, please smack that like button. So getting a new job, 7 of Wands, Judgment in reverse, Knight of Wands, 7 of Swords. Your industry's a little wonky right now. I'm going to tell you, your industry is a little bit wonky right now. And I don't know what industry you're in. I know you do freelance work, but I'm not recalling it off the top of my head. But it looks like there's a number of, even though you are quite good at what you do, I think putting your work out there, and I'm not sure how you do that, it is suggesting in a shady kind of manner. So, of just like kind of sliding your stuff in front of people. I think that is, you do marketing for therapists. Hang on. Marketing for therapists, and you're in grad school for mental health counseling. So, getting a job with someone else that's what this is. There are plenty of people that are unsorted right now. Let's see about this. Once grad school, 7 of Cups, Queen of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I do think that you are going to wind up working in more of an institutionalized kind of like a hospital situation. I do think you're going to wind up doing that. So it looks more like you're going to be in the collective. I would tap into the placement resources at your university, at your college, at your school that you're at, and see if they can give you kind of direction. I don't think you'll be there long. It's like 2 to 5 years you'll be there, and then you'll kind of branch out on your own thing. So give that a shot. Give that a shot. So the money difficulties, absolutely. It's going to be tricky. Yes, Diana K, please send me an email. So last night, Jennifer, we're going over to Jennifer Bailey. Last night I dreamed I saw my great aunt who I was close to, and she was saying nasty. She was nasty, saying I didn't say hello to her, and then she was gone, and you woke up mad at her. Again, remember what I said about dreams. I'm just going to switch this over here. With dreams, you really do have to understand the quality of how you feel. I'm spilling cards everywhere. The way that you feel about the individual. Let me grab another deck. Hang on. Because let's see if your aunt has a message for you. All right. So I'm going to use the messages from heaven. Messages from heaven. Let's see what we get. Let's switch this up here. Switch it up. See, your great aunt didn't say hello to her. Didn't say hello to her. Spread your wings and fly. We are proud of you. That's our message there. That's our message there. One of my extra children is here, and Raven is barking at him. So did you miss a communication? Oh, yeah. So, honey bunny, Raven. So I think you missed a message from her. So I think she is mad at you. So one of the things that I would do is I would try and be a bit more conscious of any flickering lights, electronics that act odd, any kind of odd noises. Sometimes we hear odd noises, and ask her to come back in another dream and just say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I missed your message. Can you come back and in a dream and talk to me?" It's a lot easier for our loved ones that have passed on to contact us in dreams or through electronics. It's a little bit easier for them to do that. So I think she did try and get a hold of you, and you missed the message. Diana K, do I see your financial situation changing for the better anytime soon? We got 33, magic number in the chat. 33. 33. Do, 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 do. And again, I want to let you guys know I'm doing a past life special all this week. Past lives. Sorry, guys. Raven has a lot to say about this. Do I see your financial situation changing for the better anytime soon? So let's look what this week is going to be like. Nine of Wands, back against the wall. Two of Cups. Four of Cups. Tower. Everybody's getting that tower. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that tower. It's just a change of course. Change of course. This world in reverse with the tower is a good thing because that means that there's going to be a little bit of a blow up, but it's not going to take things out of the course that it's on right now. Let me go back to the live chat. I just want to see the live chat. Let me see. And guys, I am going to close up the questions. Let me just see. I have M. Grace. Oh, Ethereal Moonlight. Excellent. Excellent. I can pull that up. Thank you for switching over there, Chanley. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sharon, I've got your question. I'm sorry that Raven is getting everyone's attention. She's doing readings too for the dogs. Your dishwasher makes sounds all the time. Oh, that's cool. Humanaki, I see you there. I see you, baby. I see you, baby. So this is what I'm going to tell you, Diana K. So back against the wall, call the companies that you need to make arrangements with. Call them. Still be really agreeable to doing that. Getting other solutions out of the air, things that are in play are going to kind of play out. So we may get smacked in the face with a couple of things, but they're going to be easy to work with. They're going to be totally fine with you. Two of Pentacles under the surface. I think the course is not going to change right away, but we're not going to see anything cataclysmic end what's going on at the moment. So that would be like, facing foreclosure or something like that. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that bit. So what can you do to rectify this? Yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. All right. So inevitable change. We've got the Death card with the Justice card. It's all going to balance out in the end. Okay. So we reap what we sow is basically what's going on here. But we get a chance to renew and go forward and kind of make our way again. So, if this is a second job, picking up something to kind of fill in the gaps, that might be what this is. So, the thing about finance is that it's always in our hands. It's either sometimes, wow, why is this having such a problem? Sorry guys, my creator studio is not cooperative at all. It's doing all kinds of crazy things. So my apologies. I've got I did a whole bunch of readings on the Chinese, so you never know. They might be looking at me. They might be looking at me now. So Diana, best of luck to you. I think, we'll see things. I think it's management at this point, and communication, management and communication. Tarnation. What in tarnation? How are you, Tarns? Spirit message. Let's see what Spirit wants to say to you. So the road, they're showing me a road. The road and the metal box, it's a car. Sometimes you have to look down the road and not take the road, is what Spirit wants you to know. Sometimes it's not about taking that journey, but looking at the journey and considering it further. That's what it wants you to do. Spirit wants you to really look down the road and see. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you? It doesn't quite make sense to me. Paula Jones. I don't know if I saw your question. No, I've got you. I've got you, Paula. You're coming up. So that's what I got for you. Sort of, but my head is everywhere. Look down the road. Look down the road. Get rid of all the riffraff. It's like a desert road on a dark desert highway. Cool wind in my hair. Diana Kate, thank you for your contribution. Zelida, let's talk about. I do automatic writing as a reading. So automatic writing, like a lot of people think that automatic writing is like, oh, you go into this trance and like your hand moves without you having any control over it. It's not really how automatic writing works. Automatic writing is the messages come through and you just start to write. So it may say, I want you to, you may hear in your head walking down the road. Like I just did with Torrance, going down the road, make sure that you have your shoes on, make sure, Paula Jones, the capitals is just so that I see it when it goes by. And so you guys don't have to do super chats or super stickers. So I know it seems rude and I tell everybody it's not rude. Don't worry about it. Capitals is fine with me. So it's a surefire way for me to see it because I don't wear my glasses when I'm doing these. So, it's not so much that your arm is moving without any control. It's not like a Ouija board or something like that. It really is just concentrating, getting yourself into a meditative state. I just yelled Raven Chrysanthemum. She's in trouble. She has a middle name. So it's actually really just, any of the tools that we use for psychic ability, whether it's tarot cards, a pendulum, automatic writing, scrying with my crystal ball up here, with my squiddy crystal ball. Any of that is just a tool that we're using to distract our logical mind to go to sleep so that our psychic mind will come to the fore. So that's really what we're using it for. So that is how automatic writing works. It's really cool. If anybody tells you I go into a trance and I don't know what I'm writing, not necessarily true. You're actually still in control. If you are going into some kind of crazy trance and you're not in control of it, then I question that, because you should always have some level of control over you and your own conduct when you're doing psychic work. So I hope that is a good answer for you. Now, Dave Murphy, can it be a thing of being paralyzed in your sleep? That happens heaps. I wake up for a few minutes and I can't move. Sleep paralysis. Yes, very, very alarming and very scary. I will tell you, my son gets sleep paralysis as well. You should breathe deeply when you have it. It is this kind of gray area between asleep and awake. You actually can get some really good psychic stuff, and you can actually project out of your body during that. And that makes people even more nervous, because then they're like, oh my God, did I die? And I'm like, I can't move, and now I'm floating around. Take a few slow, deep breaths. You're not going to be able to take big gulping breaths, like, like you're not going to be able to do that. I made myself cough. But if you just start to breathe really slowly, what it does is it reoxygenates your body. Hi, Samantha Mustard. I saw what you sent Trevor. That was really a cool gift. Now we all got to top it. It's good to have you here, honey. So always nice to have you show up in the chat. So the sleep paralysis, just breathe slowly. Outer limits, good to have you here. I didn't get an email from you yet, honey. Send me an email so that I can send you that link for your reading. Outer Limits won a reading over the weekend, so she's going to be getting a super fun reading with me, one-on-one time. We can talk about whatever you want. We can just hang out. So, try breathing in really, really slowly and breathing out. That will, again, oxygenate your physical body and you'll be able to do it. Also, you can do some white light therapy when you're in there, just kind of shine down. All of that stuff really does help a great deal. Okay. So, you are not going mad. Though I think you're mad with sending me super chats, but I really appreciate it because I think you're fantastic. Dave Murphy is one of the funnest people I've met this year. I think we met this year. I don't think we met before the year turned. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. I still think I'm in Ohio. What is it, Thursday? No, it's Monday. Is it Monday? I've got Angus on spring break, so it's going to be a really weird week this week. So, Tarns, how is this year looking for me? And thank you for being a member, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always lovely to have members here. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. So, and remember, guys, I closed up the questions, so I will have another live probably Saturday or Friday. I will see. So we are closing up the questions, closing them up. It's Tuesday. Dave, you're killing me. Dave's messing with me. So, Tarns, how is this year looking for you? So let's get a general. Ooh, lovers coming together. The Hierophant. Secret lovers. Don't worry about that. Five of Wands. So this is what I'm going to tell you, sweetie pie. Sweetie pie. So coming together, despite what the general population, let me switch this up so you can see it a little bit better. Wow, there we go. So coming together with someone, despite what the general population says or thinks about it, may seem like being progressive and moving into the future. Try and move a little bit slower. Remember this 10 of Cups. So, when we are in family, friends situations, we want it to be comfy, cozy, and calm and delicious and fortuitous and fun. We don't want to have to work and struggle toward anything. So here I do see that there are some discordant goals and plans with this Five of Wands in reverse. And over here, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It could put you in a cycle of having to deal with someone else's likes, wants, and needs. So, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be generous with ourselves, but we have to make sure that we keep ourselves at 51% or more. All right. So I know people in marriages, they say, oh, it's 50-50. No, it's always got to be 51% or more because you do have to not deplete yourself to the extent of detriment to your energy resources and your likes and your wants, because it's like the old saying, it's easier to retain a client than lose one and have to gain a new one. It's easier to retain yourself than have to regain yourself, have to replenish yourself. And this is advice that I need because I am half Italian and I take care of everything for everybody. Right, Debbie? Right, Debbie? So I'm getting there. Paula Jones. I'm getting there. I know it's late for you. So Tarns, that's what we got. Rex Tex, just sit tight for a second. So Paula Jones, I am jumping ahead to you. Tarns, I appreciate you. Hope to see you in a past life regression this week. And I just threw a card on the floor. Let me grab that one. So yeah, don't worry about sleep paralysis, guys. It's hard for kids. My son gets it. So it's a little bit hard for kids because they're like, and if you've ever seen the movie Communion, sleep paralysis will bother you even more. But it's Christopher Walken that plays Whitley Strieber. Get out of here. It's about aliens. So don't watch it if you have sleep paralysis. So, all right. If great uncle is ever going to do his will, he keeps saying he's going to leave stuff to me, but he keeps putting it off. putting off seeing his solicitor. What is your great uncle going to do? What is he doing? So, I don't know if there's someone else that he wants to leave money to. I think he's I don't wanna say he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, and I think that that's an English saying too. But I think that he's trying to kind of split up the stuff in his head, and he really does need someone. Is he in earnest? Yes. Does he mean it? Yes. Is this something that he's planning? Absolutely. But the action of doing it and figuring out what goes where is where he's getting hung up. And he doesn't want to go to the solicitor, I guess, because it costs money for the solicitor every time he sits down, just like attorneys here in the United States. But he wants to have it sorted before he goes there, and he's not going to be able to. So I don't think the question is, when are you going to do your will, Uncle so and so? Or, have you done it yet? Do you need help preparing to go to the solicitor? Do you need to get the ducks in a row before that? Up here, this moon, there's stuff behind the scenes that he's kind of concerned about, but the will is there with this Knight of Wands. He really does want to do it, but he's not quite ready to pull the trigger. He's not quite ready to go from the Knight of Wands to this King of Wands, and this is where it stops. It's conceptual here, even though it is in earnest with that King of Wands, King of Swords, King of Cups. He does mean what he says. He's just, I think, having trouble putting the ducks in a row. So I would ask him, like, is there anybody else you want to leave money, leave things to? Why don't we all get together and sit down and get your ducks in a row and get things in order? Because of my mental disabilities, I like to do things in bullet points. I like to do things in step 1, step 2, step 3. If I don't do that, I'm all over the place. Again, why ChatGPT is helping me, because it is way more organized than I am. So I do think asking the right questions to him will get you better results. I think he's in earnest. I don't think he's dragging his feet because he doesn't mean to do it or anything like that. He just is not super, super organized. So I think that would be a great help to him if you and whomever else he wants to leave stuff to gets together on that. Oh, I'm spot on. Yes, he needs so have a dinner and have everybody kind of come together and sit down and sort everything out for him. Makes a lot of sense. Rex Tex. I got Karen next. I've got Sharon next. And I've got M. Grace. So, guys, just sit tight. We're going to be wrapping this up. Okay. Rex Tex. What does my health look like for the future? Oh, thank you so much, Paula. I hope you get to do that. He needs even though he's got everything in order, like in his life, he needs somebody to help him, like, put pen to paper. That's the best way of doing it. So if that makes sense, pen to paper, papers in the file, whatever it may be. So Rex Tex, what does my health look like for the future? Let's see. Look for like the next 6 months or so. 5 of Wands. What are you fighting there, honey? So when we get the 5 of Wands, we either have, like in health readings, we either have like chemicals fighting each other or hormones fighting each other sometimes. Like that is sometimes a calamity that's going on, but it's not like a real health calamity, like a big one. What it needs is for balance. The Lovers, when we get here, it's balance. It's application of another medication or changing out a medication, changing something like that. So if you've got any kind of hormonal balance or chemical imbalance or something like that, and that extends to like, if people are susceptible to rashes or things like that, maybe taking some food out of the system, that kind of a thing. So over here, I do think that this is consult with the doctor. Hierophant in reverse, though, I think perhaps you need to bring another brain in on this. Greg Petey and I go to the same GP, general practitioner, regular doctor, and he's incredibly knowledgeable and very, very well studied. He participates in studies. He knows about a lot of medications as they come out. For example, during COVID, he was telling us there was a particular vaccination that he felt very, very good about. I can't remember the company that developed it, but it was a company that developed here in the United States. And he said, if you can hold out and wait for that vaccination, go get it. Oh, Rex Hex, I am so sorry. I am so sorry about that. So I think that we do need maybe another brain in here to come on in, because this imbalance that I'm seeing here is remediable by making a change, doing something different with the chemicals that are in your system. Over here, do not be disappointed. There's 5 of Cups. High Priestess, we do need to kind of clear the path for this. And the World here, I do think that we get to another stage of what's going on with you health wise. So this, I definitely think, checking and seeing if there's another practitioner that you can get on the phone with or get in front of and check that out. So Rexax, I hope that you get some healing there, my friend. I hope you get some healing, friend. Yes, thank you, Outer Limits. You took the words right out of my mouth. You must have been while you were kissing me. But yeah, everybody throw some loves over at Rex Tax. I'm just gonna kiss my husband. Bye. Have a good day. I will call you in a little bit. Gregopedia out. Going to work. Going to work. So everybody throw some love in there. Let me throw some magic. I'm gonna throw some stars for you because that's what I got handy right now. Rex Tex, that's for you. That is for you. So everybody throw some love in there. Throw some love. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you that. All right, so now we're going down to Karen. When is my grandson going to start feeling better and the doctors understand his problems? So So who is the young doctor that is working with him? There's a younger doctor. I'm not going to say like he's good looking or anything like that, but he's a younger doctor that is one of the team. He is the one that kind of figures out a better direction to go with your grandson. Again, I think there's less is more with your grandson. In terms of treatment for this, less is more. There's almost like taking back to give him some relief just from all of the stuff that's going on. So I think that they're going to dial back all of the treatments. So unfortunately, Karen, I don't know if they're gonna resolve this issue soon. But I do think that this particular young doctor is going to find ways of making him feel better in the immediate. So I think he's going. It just doesn't seem like they find a solution faster than they can find a relief solution, if that makes sense. I think it's still going to take them a little bit of time to get in there and get an actual, like, I don't know if I want to say they don't have a diagnosis, but they just don't know where the root of the problem is. So they're going to have to keep work. But this young doctor is going to start thinking outside of the box and beyond the box. He's going to start applying some other knowledge that he has. He's going to be tapping into other doctors in other countries, believe it or not. He's going to be reaching out to some individuals and saying, hey, this is what's going on. What is your thinking on this? People that are researching, and I feel like Germany is one of the locations, or Austria, that he's going to reach out to for some work that's being done in. And that I think sometimes what they do in foreign countries is very interesting versus, Karen, I'm not sure I know where you are, but I know when my epilepsy was out of control, the treatment was like the phenobarb cocktail, the standard medications. And because my seizures were so active, I would have to take those drugs in the morning, and I would be drooling by mid-morning, like literally drooling, sitting in a chair, unable to do anything. And it was a condition that I was not willing to be in. And by the time I would sober up, I would have to take my second dose of the day, and I would have to take that 3 times a day. And it was pretty awful. It wasn't until I did some research on my own, God bless the internet, and I found out in Europe they were treating my kind of seizure disorder prophylactically with valerian root. And so I started using valerian root. I told my doctor, I can't tell you what I told him. I told him I would take myself off the earth plane if he put me on the phenobarb again. He said, I'm going to have to put that in your file. And I was like, yeah, put it in there, highlight it, underline it. So I'm not going on phenobarb again. I took myself off all of and I don't recommend that anybody do this, because this was a very radical decision that I made. And I did not have a driver's license for a long time because of it. But I started taking valerian root prophylactically, and I have not, touch wood, had a seizure since the year 2001. So 2000, the end of 2000. So yeah. So everybody, a little bit of love for Karen's grandson. Let's give some love there, some hearts, or what have you. What do you got there? I'm going to put some magic and stars, and a little peace on mine. So there you go. Yeah, valerian root does taste nasty, even when you take it in the pill form. It's pretty awful. I never took the tea though. I always just take the capsules, and it is pretty gross. It smells pretty gnarly. It also, Gregopedia took it to try and sleep, and it spiked his blood sugar. So Dave Murphy, chatting up my past life regressions. Dave Murphy did have an amazing past life regression, and it is on sale this week only. So you can get it at a reduced rate, and there's a pinned comment with my link for scheduling at the top of the chat. I will also have a group past life regression at the end of this month. I'll keep you guys aware of that. We've got to get through Easter weekend this weekend. And next weekend, my son's got something going on. It's not band related. Well, it is, I think, his other band related. But we have to see. what the schedule is on that. And then I think the last weekend of the month I'm clear, and I can do it Saturday night, Sunday morning, that kind of thing. So there it is. So thank you, Dave. Thank you for the testimony there. And I know Marisol said she got a past life regression and it was amazing. Thank you very much. They're very fun. It's like going on a little mini vacation. So Sharon, this is our second to last question. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for being here. And I've got Sharon, and then I have M. Grace next. So Sharon, your daughter doesn't seem to be doing too well. I'm so sorry. How bad is it, and what can I do to help her? Hi, Merk. How you doing, baby? So, daughter doesn't seem to be doing well. How bad is it? And what can I do to help her? So, let's see. Let's see. And those of you that are members, I am going to have a members only chat tomorrow. I have to set it up today. I will take care of that when I put some more videos in the bag. Daughter doesn't seem to be doing well. How bad is it? Queen of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. So, I think it's connection. She's having trouble connecting with people. So what does that mean? That really is not finding those common threads or not finding her tribe. So even though like the Three of Cups is the tribe card, and I talk about that all the time, the Three of Pentacles is about the people that can help us develop and grow into the world. So does this say we need a mentorship or we need someone who has common thoughts, desires, places to go? Yes, that is what I think it is. So, how do we find those kinds of things? I know my daughter struggled to connect with kids when we moved from our old town to this town. And one of the things I did, I gave her time, I gave her grace and space to, find her tribe. And when she went into high school, she still, there's kind of a bitchy quality to some of the gals that were in the school system. And my daughter is very, very pretty. So, I felt like they were just kind of overlooking her. And so I found the ROTC program here. And I said, well, that looks, like something she would be, keen on, because she is about precision and the uniforms and all of that. And so I put her in that. After speaking with the colonel, it was Air Force ROTC, and I spoke to the colonel, and he said our group is really tight, and they all look out for each other. He said they will look out for her. If she is one of us, she is one of us. And he said even the kids, they don't eat in the cafeteria. They go and they get their food, and they come into the classroom, even if there's classes going on, and they eat in this little loungy area. They had a huge room, really, really great room for ROTC. And she had a very, very positive experience. So sometimes we have to kind of chart that path and find the people that we vibe with. Now that she's in college, it's funny because she didn't want to go into ROTC, and then the school she's already done 2 years of college and going to uni next year. And she said, Mom, they have Air Force ROTC there. And I said, well, if you want to get back in. And she was like, nah, I don't think I want to. But I think if she reaches out to them, she may have some connections there. She may have some people that she connects with. She did not want a military career. I thought maybe she would want to go to the Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs. I thought maybe she would want to go there, but she did not. She did not want that. So, sometimes we have to help them find. I don't know how old your daughter is. I don't know if she's a kid. But sometimes we have to help them find that tribe that is going to be supportive and helpful for them. And that's what I think this is. But it's more so foundational. Queen of Pentacles, she is trying to find her foundation. And the Three of Pentacles, she can't find those mentors and people that are going to come together. The threes are about coming together, about to burst forth and get something physical. So she's got to find the people to come together with. So what can you do to help her? Knight of Swords, giving Arrested Development, reiterating what I'm saying here, telling her that we, sometimes she has to find her people, and find the things that she's into. So, if there is something that she's very, very good at, or something that she likes very much, habits, hobbies, those kinds of things, I would dig into those. You being the information conduit, you don't, you can take her and like sign up for stuff or go check things out with her, of course, like, you don't have to not do that, but you are the information conduit. So, letting her know that there's more than one way to skin a cat. I hate saying that because I love cats. By the way, kitten watch, no kittens yet, but I'm rubbing her belly and I can feel them all moving around. I feel little heads moving. I feel little feet sticking out. So I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there with Mama Cat. So she does not have to do things the same way as everyone else. This is something that you need to tell her. The things that she is good at, the things that she has mastered, the things that she likes. She doesn't have to think that those are just things that she can do at home. She can do those in a group. We can find different things. One of the greatest things about having kids in, 2025 is that you have the entire internet to do searches. You have the entire internet to find mentors and resources and things like that. So make use of that. If you don't want her doing it, make use of it yourself. So, see about that. But there are things that she already does that she can make connections with other people. That will take her from this moment of despair and will give her a renewed sense of happiness. So, Sharon, I am confident about that. If you want to send me an email, fortunecookiestarot@gmail.com, we can talk about it a little bit more in the private section. So I can share some experiences with you as well via email. But I wish her the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck. It's not easy to raise kids now, but it wasn't easy to raise kids back then either. It was just different. So again, everybody, this is our last question of the day. And I really, really appreciate everybody being here. If I told you to send me an email, please, please, please send me an email. I love getting emails. I'm not going to be checking them for the rest of today, but I will be checking them first thing in the morning. My treadmill has been yelling at me to get on it, and I've got to run over to the library as well. But let's see. M. Grace, do I see a positive outcome in your relationship? Mercury and Leo, I am trying to figure out when my next live is going to be. Just because now I don't have the scaffolding of band practices, so I don't know what I'm doing. They took one of my tent poles away, and now I'm like, ah. So let's see. I'm going to be doing work from bed tonight too. I'm going to be working on these courses. Again, I'm going to tell everybody I've got 5 courses that I'm going to try and get out before the weekend. 5 magical courses, and I'm going to set up a bundle with them as well. So you will be able to take all of them or one of them or 2 of them, whatever you'd like. And they're going to be drip fed courses, so you get them over a couple of days. So super cool. Oh, Dave Murphy, God bless your parents. Fun times for them. Fun times. 70s were the best time to grow up. I'm just saying that. It was wild. So positive outcome for your relationship. Let's see. M. Grace. 6 of Cups. I don't have to go any further from there. I will, though. 6 of Cups. That is a good look. What is the supporting factor? The supporting factor is actually the supporting factor is actually the past relationships that you've had. The things that you like, the things that you didn't like, the negotiables, the non-negotiables that you had. So, this aspect of, taking the lessons of past relationships into a current relationship makes a lot of sense. And this is what's going to make things successful. So, and one of my girlfriends is in a very, very interesting and exciting relationship right now. And I do think it's one that is going to stick. We're in our 20s. Jesus. We are in our 50s. So, it's like third quarter, So, but this particular gentleman that she's hooked up with is, I think it seems like a really good pick. And so I told her, make sure you don't get into those old patterns and expect some of the bad behavior. So you have to kind of modify your behavior. And she is taking that to heart. So same lesson for you here. Be very, very careful about letting old relationships dictate your reactions and actions in this relationship. This looks very good. What are our positives here? What are our positives? Let's do positives. So positives, you both really like each other and you're both really learning from each other. So we've got that lovers card. It is a good Congress. It is a good cooperative relationship. You guys are going to contract well together and you're learning a lot from each other. What are the negatives in this relationship? We can always do this. Negatives. The 10 of Wands and Judgment. This again echoes what I just said here about not bringing the past relationships into this one. So be very, very careful about that. It's really Chris Voss is really amazing. And I listened to my girlfriend and I were driving back from Ohio, and I told her, I said, we're gonna listen to Never Split the Difference, which is one of the greatest books ever. Chris Voss is a former hostage negotiator who now coaches people in business and centers of influence, attorneys, that kind of thing, salespeople. And his advice is really, really good. And he says in that high pressure moment, for example, like a hostage situation where they pick up the phone and they say, we have your whatever, send us $1 million or we're going to take them off the airplane. He says, take a breath, stop. You don't have to answer right away. They want something. They're not going to react. And you can settle your heartbeat back to its regular pace so that you can answer with a calm voice and you can be nice and easy. So, in this situation, in this relationship, when presented with things that may feel similar from a past relationship, take a minute, take a breath, bring your heart rate down, and make sure that you're reacting correctly and not historically, if that makes sense to you. So I hope that helps you, M. Grace. I hope that makes sense. And let me get rid of this. I'm going to make myself nice and big. I'm going to drop down that comment. Guys, I appreciate everyone in the chat. I appreciate you guys showing up. It's great to be back to work. More fun things to come as the spring unfolds. It's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. Things are starting to bloom and come up. I have allergies. I can't breathe. I got to call my hairdresser because my roots are coming in like mad. And I'm wondering if I didn't make an appointment. My hair was also stabbing me in the eye because it's getting a little shaggy. But everybody, thank you. I've got lots of cool content coming up for this week. So far, I've got a few things in the bucket, and I'm going to start throwing those out for you. So I appreciate everybody. Debbie, thank you for doing what you do in the back room. And I will see you all in the future. Okay? Bye now.